Bricks and bandwidth. Can you imagine what school would have looked like if the COVID-19 pandemic struck at the millennium? Back then we had the internet and some video conferencing tools, but bandwidth was low and Zoom didn't exist. We would have been not that much further along than paper and snail mail correspondence courses. I actually taught physics as a distance educator in the early 1990s via C-band satellite and an audio bridge, but that would not have reached kids learning from home as they are now. Today, at the end of 2020, our traditional methods of teaching and learning face-to-face are being challenged because most schools can't open for business as usual. Fear of transmitting the coronavirus is preventing teachers and students from congregating in classroom as we've done for decades or centuries. Fortunately, it's technology that's helping us reimagine school. Technology is making it possible to continue the critical process of growing the academic, social, and emotional abilities of our most valuable resource, our children. And teachers and students are learning new ways to manage that technology. At the Adelson Educational Campus in Las Vegas, we've created a bricks and bandwidth plan to facilitate different modes of instruction. Our modes are full face-to-face teaching, which is still our primary mode of instruction, with teachers in the classroom, students safely distanced, and everyone wearing masks. Full remote instruction, which occurs via Zoom when a spike in COVID transmission occurs, such that all members of our school community must engage in instruction from their respective homes. And live hybrid instruction, which is what takes place in most classrooms on our campus this school year. Hybrid means that some students are learning in the classroom and some are learning from home. And they're doing this live or synchronously. Usually the teacher is live in the classroom, but sometimes the teacher is at home with a sub in the classroom. Because you may end up teaching in a live hybrid mode this year, here are a few tips to help you get started. Establish a stable Zoom link that you use for every class meeting and pin it to your class webpage. Aim your computer camera at you. When you speak, the computer should be positioned like a student in your classroom. The students in the room and on the Zoom feed should all see you looking at and speaking to them. Keep the computer positioned close to you. Zoom audio is not great. You want both local and remote students to hear you clearly. Try using a personal voice amplifier. It's an inexpensive way to boost your audio feeds so that you can walk around the room and speak and still be heard by all. Use a second device on a mobile cart to capture activity as you move around the room. A laptop or phone works well here. This also allows remote students to see and hear other students around the room. Try an owl or swivel device to capture room activity. These aren't cheap, but your school may be able to obtain one or two to use for highly dynamic activities. They're great for active discussions and labs because the Zoom students can better see and hear the activity in the room. Make materials digital. Create documents and slide decks in Google Docs so that they're easily shared with remote students. Show the document in Zoom for remote learners and mirror your Zoom feed on a projector or smartboard for your classroom. Consider using a tablet and something like OneNote for complex text. You can set these up as a second input to your computer, then use a stylus to write out math problems, draw vector diagrams, or write Hebrew or Cyrillic letters. Buy and use a document camera as a second input. This is especially helpful for writing out math problems, showing dissections, or demonstrating art techniques. Check your video settings. If you're showing a video over Zoom, don't forget to optimize your streaming settings. Set expectations for remote learners. These may include keeping a camera on, sitting in a chair, not on the bed, and wearing a uniform or school-appropriate shirt. Use Zoom breakout rooms for discussions. If classroom students have computers, you can group them with remote students. Otherwise, group classroom students together and remote students together. Go beyond Google. Look at tools such as Pear Deck for interactive presentations, Kahoot for review games, and Bitmoji Classrooms for organizing frameworks. Both classroom and remote students can engage seamlessly. Record your classes. You can archive them for students who miss class so they can view them asynchronously. And be sure to watch a few of yourself and conduct a check-in to evaluate yourself and reflect on your practice. Keep lessons tight. Classes don't have to fill the available time span. Remember that students exhaust quickly on Zoom. If your local class is working independently for the second half of a class, allow remote students to turn off their cameras and work independently as well. With practice, you and your students can continue to master this new mode of live hybrid instruction. Good luck. You've got this.